Hello, today we are going to discuss about implied detailed question. Well, actually there are two topics today, but first I'm going to explain about implied detailed question first. So what is implied detailed questions? Some question in the reading comprehension section of the TOEFL test will require answers that are not directly stated in the passage. To answer this question correctly, you will have to draw conclusions from information that is given in the passage. Questions of this type contain the words implied, inferred, likely, or probably to let you know that the answer to this question is not directly stated. So, like I said in the previous slide, to identify the question is usually has a word implied, inferred, most likely, and what probably happened. The answer usually found in order in the passage. So how to answer the question? First, choose a keyword in the question. Then scan the passage for the keyword or related idea. Next, read the sentence that contains the keyword carefully. You do not skim the sentence. You have to read it carefully. Do not skim it. And the last is look for an answer that could be true according to that sentence. So here's an example. The question is, it is implied in the passage that if a tree has 100 wide bands and 100 narrow bands, then it is. So let's decide to make a keyword from this question. It's about tree, wide bands, narrow bands. Now let's scan the text that has information about wide bands and narrow bands. Now there you go. So here's about white band and colored band. But it's only one light colored white band and one dark colored narrow band. There's no 100. So it means you have to draw conclusion or make conclusion from this sentence. So let's read it. Each year, a tree produces a ring that is composed of one light colored white band and one dark colored narrow band. So if each year or 1 year it has one white band and one narrow band. So what about if there are 100 narrow band and 100 white band? So how many years are there? Do you understand? So if it is only 1 year, each year means 1 year. If it is only 1 year that a tree produces one white band and one narrow band, so to produce 100 bands, how many years are there? Of course, it is 100 years. So let's find the answer. 100 years. A century old, 2 centuries old, 50 years old, 200 years old. So what do you think? 100 years the same as 1 century. So the best answer is A. A means 1, same as each. It means 1. So it's A, a century old. The next example. It can be inferred from the passage that cells do not grow. Well, you have to find in the text about cells not grow. You have to scan the text, finding about cells, grow, or the synonym of grow like producing or getting bigger or something like that. So here's the text. No cells means not. No same as not. No cells are produced means the cells do not grow the same. The cells do not grow the same as no cells are produced. So no cells are produced during the harsh winter and summer months. So the cells do not grow when it's very bad winter and summer. So if the weather is so bad or terrible. So if the answer is A, when the tree is ill, it is not concluded from here. During extreme heat or cold, is really possible because it's about the weather. When it rains so much or too much, it is not mentioned here about raining, only winter and summer. If you choose D, if there are more light colored bands, then dark colored band also not mentioned here. It's about the weather. So the best answer to this question is B, during extreme heat or cold. Okay, now let's go on to the next topic. This topic is the easiest of all the question or the skills about reading comprehension. So how to identify the question? If you read in the test, where in the passage, so this is about where question, where to find the answer. The question can be in any of the lines listed in the answers to the question. How to answer the question? Now listen carefully. First, choose a keyword or idea in the question. Next, skim the lines in the passage that are listed in the answers to the question. You should skim for the keyword or idea. Next, choose the answer that contains the line numbers of a restatement of the keyword or idea in the question. I'll give you an example to make it clear. So here's the text and here's the question. Where in the passage does the author define the word capital? So this is the keyword capital, but it doesn't ask in just a word capital, but it asks about where in the line in the passage that the author defines. So you have to find definition of capital. So if we see here, there's a word capital in the first line, but it's not explaining about the definition of the word capital. If you read this, the words capital and capital are confused in spelling and in meaning by a lot of people who try to use them. So it's not the definition of capital. It's explanation about confusing meaning and spelling between capital and capital. So let's find another capital. Here it is. Capital is the location of the center of government. So that's the definition of the word capital. So it's in line 4. This is line 5, so it must be line 4. So the best answer to this question is C, line 4. Okay, the next question. Here's the question. Where in the passage does the author mention where the U.S. capital can be found? So it asks you about where U.S. capital. It means it asks about the location of U.S. capital. So capital here is in line 5. Is it about location or not? Capital is the actual building where the government officials meet. So this is not location, it is definition. So let's find again another capital. Here's capital. Capitol building is located in Washington, D.C. So it explains where can you find the U.S. capital, the location. So it's in line 5, 6, 7. So you have to, you need only to count the line. This is line 5, 6, 7. So it's in line 7. See, it's very easy. That's it. If you have question about implied, detailed question, and where question, type the question in our group discussion. Thank you. Goodbye.